It's Just Dance 2025, back with exciting new features, changes, and a fresh selection of 40 hit tracks. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So, as is the tradition for the last couple of years, the game is building off of the central hub, where you are basically just buying a new selection of songs to add to your existing songs or into the overall library of Just Dance Plus. But what's really exciting is the return of motion based scoring. So motion controls, which is really, really quite awesome. So you can use the game like you've been using previous years if you're on the Nintendo Switch, the Joy-Cons, if you're on the Xbox, the PlayStation. Use your phone, hold it. It kind of tries to track you with your phone. The app has been updated. It syncs and connects perfectly to your particular console, your experience. Very well done, Ubisoft, this year for this offering. And then now we have the motion setup. So this is a beta thing at the current point in time. I got to test it, try it out, actually adjusted the room around so I could give this a whirl. Really, really quite exciting. Yeah, so it's essentially like the old school back in the day. If you played Just Dance, there was like the Kinect, there was the PlayStation camera. There was other options too in regards to how you sort of were captured and basically scored based on your actual movements. So now you can do it to select songs. Some are available, not a whole lot. The new selection of 40 songs, they have the support. But basically, you place your phone down, and it'll have like a camera with like a stick figurine, and you have to put your body to match that outline. It does need quite a fair bit of space, and it's a little hard to set up with your phone. I basically had to like set it on top of my PS5 in order to like have the space distance, because I have my PlayStation kind of like out the middle of the room on a drawer just because it's so large. And basically I had to like elevate the camera in order to fit into the shot. But once I did, and I was playing some songs with it, it actually tracks pretty well. It's solid. It's a little overly generous, perhaps, but it's really great to have the return of this. I know I see all the comments every single year when I review this game, a heavily requested feature, so I can say with confidence that they are building towards a better way to play, interact, and be judged by the game when you are playing and experiencing it. And I would say we are off to a great start with that, and I hope that it is something that they build upon in terms of just making more songs have support, as that is cool. And it's also great because I was sitting there with my new phone kind of like doing the motion things, and I was like, oh, this is not a good idea. And then I saw, what? Camera? This is great. Because I know there's a lot of parents out there, the younger ones, you don't want them holding your phone and, throwing around and doing stuff. It's not a great way to play. It's a good placeholder, but, it's not the same as actually having something like a camera capturing you like the old days with, like, Kinect. So, super cool feature. As you can tell, very excited about it. It's a big change up. Other than that, the game is practically the same as it is like every year. This year, I guess it's a bit of a throwback hits kind of thing. A lot of Ariana Grande songs, I'm assuming to tie into the Wicked movie, I would imagine. So a few song options from her, and then some other classic artists. Some pretty well-known songs from the past. I guess it was a decent selection of songs. Maybe I'm just not like super hip and into it, which I kind of expect every single year, but I was kind of like, oh, okay, this is alright. Some okay selections. Some that are for the younger audience, like the really young ones, and then like a good variety of songs for different types of people and different like eras of, interest and everything like that. So song set list, that one I think really is just going to vary person to person and depending on how interested you are in the songs that are present. So that aspect is there. Other than that, as I mentioned, this just integrates into the current gen live service setup. So it's essentially just at the top of your songs, the 2024 songs. If you kind of have it where it's like A to Z, it just mixes into your library. You can extend your library with the Just Dance Plus, the Just Dance Unlimited, and that adds hundreds of songs from the legacy of Just Dance and also the expanded universe of Just Dance. Also new is the ability to buy track set packs. So I guess a little bit more like a traditional thing, because usually everything is streamed to your console, which is kind of great from a perspective of like low storage. The game is, I think, under a gigabyte. It takes up basically no space on your hard drive, which is excellent. if you are someone that needs storage on the current gen consoles, and then you stream the songs in. So the quality of your visual choreographed experience is, of course, going to vary based on your internet speed, but that's totally your situation to set up. But yeah, it keeps the space tiny, and then you can get the subscription thing where there's just lots of new songs. But now you can actually buy packs to own, so you can use those outside of the subscription. So those packs are sort of like, I think there's like a Disney one or something like that, and they're just little song packs that you can buy to own, which I think is a good idea to give people choices. That's nothing wrong with that at all. So let's dive in and talk about Just Dance in general. I guess I would say, it's something where you go in, you dance with your phone controller, phone as a controller. You can also use your traditional controller for like Xbox or PlayStation or the Switch to kind of like move around the menus, or you can now use the capturing off your phone camera, like I mentioned. You dance alone or with others, depending on the song setup. You are attempting to match the moves on the screen. You get a score based on that setup. The visual aesthetic is colorful, vibrant, and just kind of soaked with saturated colors and everything like that. And they've got these really intense, imaginative, crazy 3D worlds, but that's nothing like we haven't seen over the last couple of years. It's just new songs, new setups. You get regular versions of songs. Sometimes there's special versions of songs, like Poker Face, but with like throwing cards. You can play the game regularly, trying to dance. There's different choreographed levels of difficulty you can choose between. There is workout mode. There's different playlists to choose from. There's A to Z with just tons of different song selections. There's different like pre-built playlists, your own playlists. It's a pretty well-rounded experience, and there's lots of ways to kind of like interact and share the efforts you're doing. There's a lot going on in Just Dance 2025. And, for those that are coming from previous years, again, it hasn't really changed. Like, this is, like, it has changed, but it hasn't changed, because you're not buying a new yearly release anymore, right? You're going year to year to year, just adding new songs, and it just becomes the new Just Dance experience. So I'm sure you've been getting new features if you play it throughout the year, or if you hop in every now and then, you'll probably greet it with new features, new ways to play, new ways to interact with things. So I do kind of miss the more traditional standalone releases, especially from achievement perspective. I wish Ubisoft would throw me a bone here and add some new achievement lists, or at least like an extra 1,000 a year or something like that, gamer score wise, because you're still earning off the same list that they just renamed from a few years ago, which to me is a little bit weird. And most of the songs you're seeing in the background here, video-wise, they're actually from the new game. If they're Just Dance Plus thing, it says Just Dance in the corner, you'll see 2 of those songs coming up. But most of my dancing and showcasing this year was, well, basically the unlimited stuff. And I do enjoy jumping in and diving into this and kind of doing the review every year. If you've followed the channel to any degree, you've probably seen them pop up. If you just look for Just Dance reviews each year, I'm assuming I'm like one of your main only options. Anyways, yeah, so I hope I kind of cover this from a well-rounded perspective and give you the context information you need in order to enjoy Just Dance or buy Just Dance for the younger ones, your family and everything like that. I try my best. So this is a great, I guess you would say easy stocking stuffer as per usual, but it really is. It's just, if you're coming off of previous stuff, this is a live service experience where they just improve it over the year. If you get the Just Dance Unlimited, which I think is decent value if you are buying this for yourself or someone younger that just plays this throughout the year, it's a good subscription for the amount of song access you get, the new tracks they deliver all the time, or you can buy to earn now or play and interact with the game in a new and exciting way. So gather the scores, do the dances, enjoy the crazy choreographed scenes, but it is pretty safe, pretty similar to what we've enjoyed in the past. Just keep that in mind. But for me, the biggest upgrade here is finally having the motion set up again. Brings me back to the older Just Dance days. Now my only complaint is I would hope for some more achievement lists over time, or at least adding to those achievement lists. But yeah, Just Dance 2025 is a pretty good iteration. Your interest will vary, I would assume, greatly based on your intrigue in the songs that they are adding. And you can keep with your last year version if you want to, but this one is just a new selection of songs, and it's mostly the overall features that are really cool. So if you found this helpful, if you have questions, let me know, but everything ran pretty well, looked pretty good. and brought some stylized songs. Liking the video is great, subscribing is great as well again, and I'll see you next year for Just Dance 2026 as the dancing never ends.